Patient theater. So this topic is usually asked for 5 marks. They usually ask a question like this, that is, what are the different positions that are used for surgeries, or what are the different positions that is used in the operation theater. So positioning of a patient for surgery, it is the most important, it is very important in operation theater. You have already studied about different positions maybe in foundations of nursing. So that is a continuation of the same thing, but why we are using these different positions for the OT, that we are going to study in this particular chapter. So a proper positioning will help the surgeon in order to conduct the surgeries. It also helps in correct exposure of the particular body part. Now, most of the time, when there is improper positioning, it can delay the surgery and it can be a cause for injury to the patient. Sometimes there can be improper visualization of the surgical part, or some other cause can happen if you are not positioning the patient properly. Then the right position will always safeguard the patient and always provides comfort to the patient. And the entire OT team who is working with the patient, and whenever they are changing the position, they have to do it accordingly by the order of the anesthetist itself. And all the people who are working in the OT team should have the knowledge regarding the different positions that are being carried out for the patient. Now, why we have to maintain a proper positioning in the operation theater? First of all, it is to visualize the operated part properly. Okay, so which surgery you is advised for the patient. For certain type of surgeries, maybe different positions are given, and certain these positions will help to clearly visualize the operating part. Then it also helps to maintain the patency of this IV lines or catheters. Then it also helps the monitors to function properly. It provides comfort to the patient. It prevents the patient from any sorts of injuries, like especially the falls. Okay, so this is why we are maintaining the proper positioning for the patient. Next is, the patient positioning for the surgery is determined on different type of aspects. First of all, it depends upon the type of anesthesia you want to give. You know, we have studied about different types of anesthesia. We have got spinal anesthesia, general anesthesia, local anesthesia. We have also got other type of regional anesthesias and all. So based upon the type of surgery, you will be giving the position. Now, most of the time, it depends upon the surgeon's preference, what type of position they want to give. And it also depends upon the type of the surgery. For example, if you want to operate the abdomen or you want to perform laparotomy, in that case, you may have to give a supine position. Or if you are performing surgeries of the spine, in that case, you have to give a prone position. Next is, the patient positioning for the surgery also depends upon the patient's safety. Next is regarding the principles of patient positioning. Now, there are different principles that have to be followed during the positioning of the patient in the operation theater. First of all, you should be having an adequate knowledge regarding the different positions. You should know what is prone position, what will happen when you are keeping the patient in prone position, for which surgeries you can only keep in prone position. Similarly, you should also have knowledge about other type of positions also. Then, in case of a semi-conscious patient or in case of a conscious patient, you should be always aware. You should be always aware about the. You should make the patient aware about the particular position. Suppose when you are explaining the procedure, tell to the patient that now you are kept in this lateral position. It will help in removing the secretions or whatever it is. You have to explain to the explain to the patient. So only when you are explaining to the patient, what happens is it will help to gain the cooperation of the patient also. The next is, always try to maintain the privacy by avoiding unnecessary exposure of the patient. Okay, so whenever you are giving any position, see that you are maintaining the privacy of the patient. Don't expose the patient unnecessarily. Then be aware of the OT table controls. We are already knowing that newer technology is a different type of OT tables have come up by like we can use remote controls and all in order to operate this OT machines. Now you should have an adequate knowledge how to operate this OT tables, what is the mechanics of this table, how to attach these. All this knowledge has to be updated by the nurse. Next is always see that whenever you're changing the position, you are taking some help from others, not that you are alone going to change the position. Okay, see that you're taking help from the other person whenever you're changing the position. Next is unless and until the anesthetist is advising, don't go to change the position of the patient. Next is whenever you're changing the position, see that you're maintaining a proper body alignment or proper body positioning should be maintained. Now, proper body alignment will always help to prevent complications like nerve damage and all. And see that uncomfortable positions should not be kept for a prolonged period of time. When you keep the patient in a same position for a long period of time, there is high risk of development of nerve damages and all. Next is see that whenever you're changing the position or whenever you're moving the patient, you are very slow and very gentle on the patient. Do not pull the patient or do not push the patient. Next is all the members of the OT team should be informed regarding the change of position. Okay, now goals of patient positioning is same as the previous topic itself. That is, it will help to maintain proper body alignment. It will protect the skeletal muscles or neuromuscular structures. It will provide comfort to the patient, provide safety to the patient. It helps to maintain patient dignity, then stability and security of the patient. Okay. Next is regarding different surgical positioning. Now there are different positions that are used in the OT. First one is supine position. Now all of you are aware what is a supine position, isn't it? Supine position means you are making the patient to lie flat on the back. Okay, and in this you can keep the hands facing upwards, palms are facing upwards, that is referred as supination position. Okay, so hands should be placed in supination. Next is this supine position is also referred as dorsal or horizontal recumbent position, and this is the most common position and the most comfortable position. What is the use of supine position in operation theater? Now, supine position is used in performing different surgeries, especially when you are performing abdominal surgeries, laparotomy, hernioplasty, herniography, or if you are performing surgeries on the chest, breast, or on the face, or surgeries of the hands or of the limbs. Then most of the time when you perform physical examination also, you will be using the supine position. Next one is lithotomy position. Now this position also you might have already studied it last year, isn't it? So this is a picture of the lithotomy position. You can see it in the slideshow. Now lithotomy position, here the patient is kept on the back and legs will be kept well separated, and the thighs are actually kept at right angles. You can see there thighs are kept at right angles, and usually the legs may be supported by stirrups. Okay, and the buttocks have to be reaching at the end of the OT table. Now in which cases you are giving this lithotomy position? Now most of the time lithotomy position is given whenever you are doing any gynecological examination, vaginal examination, when you are using the vaginal speculum and inspecting, you may need to keep the patient in lithotomy position. Other than that, when you are observing the perineum, or when you are performing vaginal deliveries, or vaginal hysterectomy, that is removing the uterus by the axis of the vagina, in all these cases you will have to use the lithotomy position. Now most of the time keeping the patient particularly in lithotomy position for a long period of time can cause discomfort. Patient can have pain in the thigh region, or they can have pooling of the blood in the legs. Then it can also result in impairment of respiratory function sometimes, and extreme flexion of the thigh can also increase the intra-abdominal pressure. It can also cause nerve damages, most of the time saphenous nerve damage, femoral nerve damage, or peroneal nerve damage, or obturator nerve damage. So this nerves damage can happen mostly if you're keeping the patient for long time in lithotomy position. Next one is prone position. Now prone position, you know what is prone position. Usually you are keeping the patient to lie on the abdomen. Patient will be lying on the abdomen and face will be turned usually sideways. And prone position is commonly used whenever you want to perform the surgeries on the spine or on the back of the body. Now, other than that, when you keep the patient in prone position for a very long period of time, again it can cause ischemia for the patient, or it may result in shoulder dislocation and compartment syndrome. Then whenever you're placing the patient in a prone position, see that you are preventing pressure on the abdomen, preventing pressure on the eyes, or you have to prevent pressure on the male external genitalia. You can use pillows and all to usually prevent the pressure on this particular body parts. Next one is Trendelenburg position. Now this position also you have already studied in foundations in detail, isn't it? Now Trendelenburg position, you can see it in the picture also. It involves lying on the back. The foot of the bed is elevated at 45 degree. The patient's head is kept low, okay, and the legs are hanging downward over the end of the OT table. Okay, so that is called as Trendelenburg position. Now this position is commonly used to visualize the pelvic organs or to perform the surgeries of the pelvic organs. Next one is reverse Trendelenburg position. Now reverse Trendelenburg position is opposite of the Trendelenburg position, where the head is kept elevated and feet is lowered. But this position is told to continuously increase intracranial pressure. So usually it is contraindicated. We don't usually use this position. But this reverse Trendelenburg position is used for surgeries of the neck like thyroidectomy, or sometimes it can be used to perform surgeries of the gallbladder and the liver. Next position is knee chest position. Now knee chest position also you have studied it last year in detail. Now in knee chest position is similar to like lying on a prone position, but it is somewhat modified type, isn't it? The head is turned to one side, the arms are kept next to that of the head, then the weight is supposed to rest on the chest and on the knees. Then the patient is knees have to be in kneeling position, the thighs are at 90 degree, okay. And most of the time this knee chest position is usually used to for examination of sigmoid colon, that is by using sigmoidoscopy, and also to perform laminectomy. Laminectomy means removal of the lamina. Next one is sitting position. Now certain surgeries or certain examinations can be done in sitting position also, because it is told to be a somewhat a comfortable position and you can have a better surgical exposure. It is told to have less cranial damage when you're in sitting position, and less amount of bleeding also happens in the sitting position. Now sitting position you can perform surgeries of nose, throat, or even the plastic surgeries. And sitting position is contraindicated for patients who are on having heart conditions or heart instabilities, or if they are having any cardiac ischemia. The next position is jackknife position. Now jackknife position is also called as crash case position. You can see that in the picture. Now jackknife position is usually used when you are performing surgeries of the coccyx or of the buttocks or of the rectum, commonly like hemorrhoidectomy or piloneedle sinus procedure. Now piloneedle sinus procedure usually it could be excess of hair growth, or it could be because of a cyst in the coccyx region. So that is jackknife position. Next, last position is lateral position. Now lateral position also you are almost aware, where the patient is lying on the side of the body, and usually this position is given to relieve the pressure on the coccyx. Now commonly this lateral position is used in order to perform the surgeries or perform procedures on the lungs or the kidney or the hip and on the chest. Now, what are the injuries will happen whenever you are having prolonged positioning in the operation theater? Now, prolonged positioning or keeping the patient in the same position for a long period of time can cause all sorts of nerve damage. Okay. Now, all sorts of nerve damage in the sense here, it can result in ulnar nerve damage, it can cause peroneal nerve damage, saphenous nerve damage, then radial nerve damage or wrist drop. Then patient can have loss of sensation of the lateral portion of the head. Then because of this continuous similar positioning, they can have cardiovascular changes, that is change in the stroke volume. Then they can also have decreased lung capacity or decreased pulmonary functioning. Then it can also result in skin breakdown and corneal abrasions. So these are actually the different positions that are used in the OT, and what these and the injuries that will happen in different positions.